What's going on, guys? Rob here from Movie Review Time. Welcome back to a brand new weekly watch challenge video. Those of you who don't know, every week I come up with a theme and watch movies based on that theme. I usually try to make it one movie per day, Monday through Friday. I don't want to overdo it, and usually on the weekend is when I post the video. And also, at the end of this video, I'm going to announce the brand new theme. So, the credit for this week's theme goes to HorrorFan34, my good buddy Thomas, and he came up with Sports Week. So Monday through Friday, I watch nothing but sports movies. It could be any kind of sports movie, whatever, basketball, baseball, whatever. My list here, I tried to do different kinds of sports. And it's really cool because some of these movies I really wanted to revisit. I haven't seen probably, well, yeah, most of them I haven't seen in years. So it was really nice to revisit this. So I just want to thank Thomas, HorrorFan34, for coming up with this. And like I said, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to announce the brand new theme, which also Thomas came up with. So let's get started with Monday. I watched a movie about basketball, and it is Above the Rim. This has a really good cast. You got Dwayne Martin, who was in he appeared in The Faculty as the cop who gets turned, by the faculty themselves. I believe the principal is the one who turned him. But anyway, he has a brief cameo in that. I think he was in one of the Scream movies as well. I can't remember which one. But he also appeared in White Men Can't Jump, playing against Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. You got Leon, who's this guy right here. He was in Cliffhanger. He was the one who was like, wrong answer, motherfucker. Stallone fought him in that cave. Um, then you have Marlon Wayans, of course, from, the scary movies. He's a really funny guy. And, of course, Tupac. And I'm sorry, Tupac is an awesome actor. He is so good. This is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite performance from him. He acts like a gangster in this, which if you listen to his music, he's all about that. I mean, I loved him in Juice, and other movies. But yeah, this one it's really good. It's about this kid who wants to make it big. He wants to go to the NBA. He plays really hard, but the problem is he's a ball hogger and he doesn't really use his team, or he doesn't really play as a team. He kind of like just wants to do things on his own, and then he comes into the picture to he basically like teaches him. I mean, he's not really a teacher, but he shows him different things about basketball. And then you have Tupac, who tries to persuade him to join his crew and get into, it gets bad. It gets into like drugs and like um, really bad violence and stuff like that. So he's kind of getting pulled two different ways. Um, a really, really good movie, guys. If you have not seen Above the Rim, it's fantastic. It's got a really good song by Tupac called Pain, which I really love. But yeah, definitely a good one. So I watched that on Monday. Tuesday, I watched a movie about bowling. Bowling is an awesome sport. I used to be in a bowling league for like 2 years, and I had an average of like 210, maybe. Um, that was like my average. I mean, I would always average that. And I was actually pretty good. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I was actually really good. And there's no bowling alleys open around here anymore. They all closed down. It sucks. If I tried to bowl right now, I'd probably suck. But I had so much practice. But this movie's great, and it is Kingpin with Woody Harrelson. You also got what's her name, Vanessa Angel in this. Bill Murray's in it, Randy Quaid. Um, really good cast. It's a lot of fun. Basically about Woody Harrelson's character. He becomes a professional bowler, but something happens to where he loses his hand, and he's down in the dumps, and so then he meets Randy Quaid, who's an Amish guy, and he's really good at bowling, so he takes him under his wing and tries to teach him how to bowl and all this stuff, and then they get into this big, pickle, and um, try to win big money against like Bill Murray's character. It's really really good. I really enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. The Fairley Brothers. Wednesday, I watched a couple of movies because I was actually in a mood to watch, more sports movies. I actually had a lot more time on Wednesday for some reason. First one I watched, I haven't seen this in years, is a football movie, and it is Wildcats with Goldie Hawn. Now, just to make note of this, this was the first movie where Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes appear together. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think White Men Can't Jump was the first one, but no, this is the first movie that they are together. You can see them there on the cover. There's Woody, and there's Wesley Snipes, um, and they did Money Train together as well. But yeah, this movie, basically about Goldie Hawn. She gets assigned to be a football coach at this rundown school, like this ghetto school, and like these football players don't really listen to her, so she has to like prove herself, and she's actually a really good coach. And then, it's a good football movie, and it's got some good music. Like LL Cool J does, he does some good stuff here. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's a good football movie. I used to watch this when I was younger, and I still think it holds up today. One of my favorite Goldie Hawn films, that's for sure. So the other one I watched on Wednesday, of course, this goes without saying. Everyone knows this movie. It's about golf, and it is Happy Gilmore. Like golf, I'm just being honest. I think golf is a dumb sport. Honestly, okay. I like putt putt golf. That's the only thing I like. I don't care about driving a little tiny ball into a little tiny hole from far away, from like 400, you know, whatever, how many feet away. I don't really care about that. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I suck at it. I don't know. I just don't really find golf interesting. Um, I think it's actually boring to watch. Like when you watch it on TV and stuff, it's just it doesn't get good for me until they get to the green and then they actually putt it. That's actually when it's I don't know. For me, it's more interesting. But anyway, Happy Gilmore. Everyone knows this movie. He's a hockey player turned golfer. He has a specific, unique style on how he golfs, and that gets him into the PGA Tour. And he has to earn this. He wants to get this gold jacket. He gets, um, you know, uh, basically Carl Weathers takes him under his wing, and then go from there. Really good movie, a lot of fun. Always brings a smile to my face. If I'm having like a down day, it's a good movie to like lift your spirits. Okay, moving on to Thursday, I decided to go with a baseball movie. You'll notice every single movie that I've talked about so far and that I've watched is a different sport. And I'll get to that at the end. But here is a baseball movie that I haven't seen in ages, and it's the 2 disc anniversary edition. Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Um, yeah, I miss the guy. He was really good in this movie. But you got James Earl Jones. Yeah, what I don't really need to talk about this movie. Everyone knows Field of Dreams. You can actually go to the actual field. I guess it's there. Like you can actually go there as like a tourist attraction or something like that. I definitely want to go there. And like walk out into the corn. I want to do that. I don't know. Great movie. I don't really need to talk about. Everyone's seen Field of Dreams. When I was thinking of baseball movies, I'm like, I could have done like The Sandlot. I could have done any kind of baseball movie that people know. But the thing is, Field of Dreams, like I said, that one I've probably seen the least out of a lot of these baseball movies, but it's still a classic. It's still a classic film. So I ended Friday with a movie that I guarantee a lot of you have never heard of, and it's definitely a sports movie because it has to do with gymnastics. and it has to do with like the 100 top level gymnasts all over the world competing for Olympic gold medals. And it's a really interesting movie. It's really cool. And it is called American Anthem. There you have Mitch Gaylord, who is an actual gymnast. And then you have Janet Jones in this movie. And um, really cool gymnast stuff that really makes you hurt watching it. What these guys have to go through. And swinging on the bars, like swinging around and like with the rings, trying to pull yourself up and put your legs out straight. That takes some freaking strength. And when I see that, I'm just like, what? Like how? They really go all the way in this movie. And it's not just about like there's a deeper story here. This guy, he was really good in football when he was in school, and he had a scholarship, but he blew it. And he is a really good gymnast, but he blew that too. And he basically is a guy who likes to just walk away from things. And you can tell he has regret, but his home life is not good. His dad is really a hard ass. He's really strict, and they always fight. They never get along. And one time, like his dad, like broke his arm, and um, there's like a downward spiral with his home life. But then he meets this girl right there. He meets this girl who's a gymnast, and they start going to the gym to work on their acrobats and stuff like that. And there's this really cool tournament. The guy from what's his name? The guy from is it Michael Pataki? I don't know if that's him or not. The guy from Rocky Four who was like, whatever he hits, he destroys. The Russian, the not the trainer, but he was the guy that like talks about Ivan, like how hard he can hit. Drago. That guy is the coach in this movie, and really cool. Like he does really good. Here's the thing: what also makes this movie is the music. This movie has fantastic music. The soundtrack is great with all the different like bands and stuff, but they also have good theme music. There's scenes where each of these gymnasts have to like do a dance routine on the floor or on the mats, and they have to do like flips and cartwheels and all this kind of stuff to music, all this different music, and the music is awesome. So this is the Warner Brothers Archive Collection DVD. This movie is actually really rare. It's really hard to get. I do not believe there's a Blu-ray release of it yet, but when if they come out with a Blu-ray release, I'm definitely going to get it. Anyway, I finished the week with this American Anthem. If you guys have not seen it, please check it out. All these movies I'm recommending to you. So, quick recap, and then we're going to talk about the different, of course, the different sports. So, Monday I watched a basketball movie, Above the Rim. Tuesday I watched a bowling movie, Kingpin. Wednesday I watched a football movie, Wildcats, and also a golfing movie, Happy Gilmore. Thursday I watched a baseball movie, Field of Dreams. And then Friday, I ended it with a gymnast movie. So awesome theme. Really good week. So yeah, that is sports week, guys. Like I always say, if you want to participate in this, please do so. If you make a video, let me know. Let me know that you made a video, and I will definitely watch it and give you shout outs and stuff. I just want to shout out Mark Boy, 316. He also did the Sports Week, weekly watch video challenge. So go subscribe to Mark Boy 316. And like I said, Thomas Horror Fan 34. He came up with this theme. So now I'm going to announce the next theme for the week of September 12th through the 16th, Monday through Friday. And that week will be 80s action movie week. So any kind of 80s action movie, that is the theme. Watch any kind of movie that has to deal with 80s action. My God, you have plenty to choose from when it comes to 80s action. And right now in my head, I can already think of maybe 25 movies that I can choose from, and even more. So yeah, that is the theme. And again, horror fan 34 Thomas, he came up with this theme. So I just want to thank him once again. And if you want to be a part of this, participate, go right ahead. Like I said, if you want to participate in the 80s action movie theme, definitely do so. Like I said, let me know if you've made a video and stuff, and I'll definitely plug it in here. So uh, thanks for watching this, guys. Stay tuned for next week, and I'll see you in the next one.